Well, GH1 News' Abdul-Hanan Adam visited some public universities and he's come through with this report.
The industrial action, which began today by the 4 teacher unions across all 16 public universities in the country, is to demand better condition of service after their employers failed to pay their allowances. Even though academic activities on various campuses are on hold due to vacation, some students who are still on campus to complete their academic work are feeling the pinch of the action.
A final year student at the Ghana Institute of Journalism who would not be able to complete her studies due to the strike is of the opinion the action of the unions is unjustified.
We spent almost 4.5 years in school just to complete, and then we are left with some few is complete and they want to go on strike. For what reason? Because of petrol or what? What's their reason? It's not fair, it doesn't make sense. If you want the government to increase your salary so that you can purchase, buy fuel in your car, you can put the car down and drive trotro and come to work and come and teach us. That's our problem. Don't put us in a situation where we would have to wait. How many times do they want to go on strike in a year? How many times?
The unions had suspended an earlier strike threat after meeting with the National Labour Commission after an agreed format for the allowances to be paid. Contrary to the earlier agreement, government instead suggested the formation of a 10-member committee to address only the off-campus allowance. Despite concerns about the current economic challenges the country is faced with, some students argued that government has no excuse but to honor its commitment to the aggrieved labor unions.
I think that a lot of times we try to be political about some of these things, but we have an honest truth that we must live by. No matter how hard the economy is. I mean, I don't want to say some things, but some members of government are still getting paid, aren't they? The president is being paid. The ministers are being paid. What happens to teachers? It's a big question. It's a huge question. And I don't think teachers are people who don't have students at heart.
I don't think the government is broke. For me, as an economics student, I would think that it is because of this allocation of resources that has led us to where we are today. So I think the government must, do something about it.
At how things have been scheduled, we are to do we are to defend the project next week, 24th, which is today's week. So if lecturers are still on strike, as at that time or by that time, I think the defense will not even be able to come on. So we are just appealing to the government to hear our cry as students and then do the needful.
The students, some of whom are currently off campus for their long break, are likely to stay home longer without academic activity. This, many fear, could disrupt the next academic calendar in public universities.
After a meeting between government, the labor unions, and the National Labour Commission ended inconclusively, the labor unions contend that government is not taking them serious. And until then, they are not willing to call off the strike and return to their classrooms. Reporting for GH1 News, Abdul-Hanan Adam, University of Ghana, Legon.
All right, so some updates there. Abdul-Hanan bringing you up to speed on